The air hung heavy, thick with the odor of formaldehyde and regret. Dr. Julian Frost ran a trembling hand across the cold, metallic surface of his experimental chamber. The clock on the wall ticked with a relentless rhythm, each click a hammer blow against his sanity. His eyes, bloodshot and sunken, darted across the room, finally settling on a single framed photograph. It was the only source of warmth in the cold, sterile world he had created. "I'm so close, Helena," he whispered, his voice cracking with fatigue and desperation. "So very close to undoing the cruel twist of fate that stole you from me." Each word was a promise, etched in the silence, a testament to his unwavering obsession. He had dedicated his life to cheating death, to reclaiming what was unjustly taken. But at what cost? The photograph was a portal, a window into a time when laughter came easily, a time when the world seemed simpler and more vibrant. The world was painted in vibrant hues, each color more vivid than the last, reflecting the joy and hope that filled their hearts. Helena, her smile radiant, held a picnic basket, her eyes sparkling with mischief. She was the embodiment of joy, her laughter like a melody that Julian could never forget. Julian, younger, his hair untouched by the gray of grief, held her close, their bodies silhouetted against the golden tapestry of a setting sun. They were wrapped in the warmth of the moment, oblivious to the world around them. It was a simple moment, a stolen kiss beneath a summer sky, yet it held more life, more joy than Julian could now fathom. That kiss was a promise, a testament to their love and the life they dreamed of building together. They had been young, their future an unwritten novel filled with promise. Each day was a blank page, waiting to be filled with their shared adventures and dreams. Their dreams were intertwined, their lives a shared melody played on the strings of their hearts. They were in perfect harmony, their love a symphony that resonated with every beat of their hearts. Then a cruel twist of fate, a drunk driver, a screech of tires, and the melody was silenced. The vibrant colors of their world faded to gray, and the symphony of their love was abruptly cut short. Helena, his muse, his anchor, was gone, leaving Julian adrift in a sea of grief. He was left with only memories and a faded photograph that served as a painful reminder of the life they once had. The laboratory became his sanctuary, a place where he could escape the suffocating grip of grief. He poured himself into his work, his research into cellular regeneration taking on a desperate urgency. He experimented with gene therapy, nanotechnology, pushing the boundaries of science driven by the singular goal of resurrection. Years bled into decades, his obsession becoming an unyielding force. Finally, after years of relentless pursuit, he had it, the elixir of life, a serum capable of rewriting the genetic code, halting the aging process and granting immortality. It was a scientific marvel, a testament to human ingenuity, but it was also a dangerous gamble, a defiance of the natural order. Yet Julian, blinded by grief, was too far gone to see the potential consequences.
Julian, you're treading on dangerous ground. You must understand the gravity of what you're attempting. Dr. Evelyn Wright, his colleague and only friend, had seen the toll this obsession had taken on him. She looked at him with concern etched on her face, her eyes pleading for him to see reason. Immortality is not a gift, but a burden, Julian. It comes with consequences we can't even begin to fathom. It disrupts the natural order, the delicate balance of life and death that has existed for millennia. This balance is what keeps our world in harmony, and tampering with it could lead to unimaginable chaos. Her words were a lifeline thrown into the abyss of his obsession, a desperate attempt to pull him back from the brink. But Julian was too consumed by his grief to grasp them, his mind clouded by the loss of Helena.
"Don't you understand, Evelyn? This is my only hope." Julian's voice was raw with emotion, his desperation palpable. "I can't live in a world without Helena, not anymore. Every day without her is a torment I can no longer endure. This serum, it's our second chance, our chance at a life together. It's the only way I can see her again." He clung to his belief with the tenacity of a drowning man clinging to a piece of driftwood, refusing to let go. Blind to the storm raging around him, he was oblivious to the dangers that loomed. He was determined to defy nature, to rewrite his destiny, to bring Helena back at any cost. Even if it meant unraveling the fabric of existence itself, he was willing to take that risk. the consequences be damned. Section 5. The Elixir of Eternity. The night he chose to use the serum was a night of profound significance, a night that would forever alter the course of his existence. It was a night when the boundaries between life and death blurred, and the air was thick with mystery and anticipation. The laboratory, bathed in the eerie green glow of his equipment, seemed to pulsate with anticipation, as if it too was aware of the monumental event about to unfold. The machines hummed softly, their lights flickering in a rhythmic dance, mirroring the scientist's racing heartbeat. With steady hands, he drew the serum into a syringe, the liquid shimmering like a captured star, holding the promise of eternal life. The serum glowed with an otherworldly light, a testament to the years of research and countless experiments that had led to this moment. His hand trembled, a testament to the magnitude of his decision. The weight of his choice bore down on him, but he knew there was no turning back. He looked at Helena's photograph, her smile both a beacon of hope and a reminder of the pain he had endured. She was the reason he had come this far. Her image filled him with a renewed sense of purpose, a determination to see his quest through to the end. With a deep breath, he plunged the needle into his vein, the cold metal piercing his skin, and the serum began its journey into his bloodstream. The serum coursed through his bloodstream, a cascade of energy washing over him, filling every cell with a newfound vitality. He felt a surge of power, a sense of invincibility, as if he had unlocked a hidden reservoir within himself. The transformation had begun. His senses heightened, his mind sharpened, and his body felt stronger than ever before. He was no longer just a man, he was something more. As the transformation took hold, he realized that he had not only defied the natural order, but had also embraced a new destiny. The elixir of eternity had fulfilled its promise. Section 6. The solitude of timelessness. The initial euphoria of immortality was intoxicating. Julian felt invincible, his senses heightened, his mind razor-sharp. He threw himself into his research, making groundbreaking discoveries, pushing the boundaries of science further than he had ever dreamed possible. But as the years stretched into decades, then centuries, a chilling realization began to dawn on him. The world around him continued to change, a whirlwind of progress and decay, while he remained frozen in time. He saw generations come and go, their lives fleeting whispers against the backdrop of his own endless existence. He witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations, the ebb and flow of human drama, all from a distance, unable to truly connect, unable to form lasting bonds. The curse of immortality was isolation. Section 7. A world adrift. The world he had so desperately clung to, the world he had sacrificed everything to preserve, was slipping away from him. The people he met, the connections he formed, were ephemeral, fleeting moments in the grand tapestry of time. He was a ghost in his own life, an observer watching the world spin on its axis, forever on the periphery, forever alone. The vibrancy of life, the joy and sorrow, the love and loss, all washed over him, leaving him untouched, unchanged. He was a man out of time, a relic of a bygone era, forever tethered to the past, unable to move forward, unable to escape the haunting memory of what he had lost. The world continued to evolve, leaving him stranded on the shores of time. Section 8. The ephemeral beauty of mortality. As the millennia passed, Julian began to see the beauty in the ephemeral nature of life. The cycle of birth, growth, decay, and death, once a source of his deepest despair, now appeared as a necessary rhythm, a delicate dance that gave life meaning. He saw that it was in the finite nature of existence that true beauty lay. He realized that it was the knowledge of our own mortality that gave urgency and importance to our actions, that fueled our passions and drove us to make the most of the time we were given. Immortality, he discovered, was a sterile existence, devoid of the very essence that made life worth living. Section 9. Yearning for oblivion. The weight of his eternal existence pressed down on him, a crushing burden he could no longer bear. The joy he had once found in scientific discovery had turned to ash in his mouth. The world, once a source of endless fascination, now seemed a cruel illusion, a constant reminder of his loss and his isolation. He yearned for oblivion, for the sweet release of death. He craved the nothingness, the silence, the end of his endless existence. He had conquered death, only to find himself imprisoned by his own victory. The quest for immortality had cost him everything, leaving him with nothing but an empty, endless void. Section 10, Echoes of a Choice. In the end, Julian found himself back in his laboratory, the place where his obsession began. He stood before the experimental chamber, its cold metal reflecting his own haggard features. The photograph of Helena lay on a table, her smile a bittersweet reminder of a happiness he could never reclaim. He had spent millennia searching for a way to cheat death, only to realize that the true tragedy lay not in death itself, but in the living death he had created for himself. As he deactivated the chamber, the hum of its energy fading into silence, he was left with the echoes of his choice, a choice that had granted him eternity, but cost him his soul.